everyone, welcome back. It's Gina from orchidandopal.com. Today we'll be checking out the Beads of the Month Club Gemstone Beads edition, which arrived as part of my double rotating Beads of the Month Club, which rotates through all of the different clubs that they have to offer. So it's been about 6 months since I received my last one. You end up getting about 2 of each per year if you go through the rotation. But you're also more than welcome to just sign up for Gemstone Beads of the Month if that's all you would like to get and that's what you prefer to work with. Of course, you can find all the details and information about their different clubs on their website, and I have that linked right down below the video. They also have 2 different sizes as well, depending on how much you'd like to receive on a monthly basis and how much you'd like to spend. In addition to their bead clubs, they also have the Findings Companion Pack, which I have right here, and we're going to check that out before we get into the beads. And that's an optional $12.95 add-on that you can choose to subscribe to if you are an active bead club member at no additional cost to ship. So let's get into the Findings Companion Pack first. It looks like we have some tiara cast in antique gold for this month. And that's something that will change every time. You're going to get a different tone of metal. And these are higher quality components, a lot of which are really unique and perhaps something you might not have picked out on your own. So I highly recommend them for their really wonderful curation and the quality that matches the beads that they send. Also, before I forget, if you'd like to sign up for one of their monthly bead clubs, you can use the coupon code OPAL10 to save 10% off the first month of your first club. And I'll leave that down below along with a link to their site. But let's flip this over and get a sneak peek. Got lots of the antique gold tiara cast in various forms back here. So let's go ahead and check these out up close. So I'm going to show you the first 2 items together. We have the set of 6 twisted spacer beads that you can see on the right. Those are pretty flat and have that rope-like detail that go all the way around. And then on the left, I have a beaded ring, which is closed and a very versatile component that you can use for a number of different things, including doing some brick stitch around. And I do have a video for that showing you how to bead around a component that's similar to this. You can also use these in wire wrapping and incorporating into a pendant component in some way along with your beads in a different manner. And it has the same dotted detail on both sides of the piece. Our third item is the bamboo centerpiece link, which is another piece full of detail. Pieces like this really making your beadwork stand out and feel really special. As you can see, this has the connection points on either side. There's a look at the back. It doesn't have the detail on the back side, just on the front. And there's lots of openings throughout the piece too, so it's not all closed. There's plenty of gaps and open space in between those bamboo leaves. So it's another one of those pieces that you could get really creative with or keep very simple and have it oriented either vertically or horizontally, depending on how you want to use it. Next is the leaf toggle. So we have this decorative loop and bar component with the matching leaf design, all of these being the same tone of antique gold, and these pieces being double-sided. They've also included my favorite, the oval jump rings. These are in a 5 by 3.5 millimeter size with a substantial thickness, so they're nice and sturdy and are overall more secure because of their oval shape. And we have another clasp to choose from. This is a toggle style with a simple twisted vine inspired shape. That one is a bit darker than the other gold tone findings that we have checked out, but it definitely still goes along with the tone of gold. You could use those together with no problem. And then to wrap it up, we have a set of 4 of the ball head pins. These are not the Tiara Cast brand, it says, but they definitely have that handmade appearance, a step above the regular head pins with the flat disc at the bottom. And this rounding out our Findings Companion Pack, so you get a little bit of everything from your jump rings to spacers, clasps, and other types of components. That's typically what you're going to see in these packs on a monthly basis. And now let's get into our double gemstone beads of the month club. This is one where every time you receive it, you're going to get 4 to 7 different tubes of matching gemstone beads. And that quantity is going to depend on the type of stone because, of course, some of them are much more pricey than others. And you may also see some coordinating pendants or a pendant included with the beads. So again, this is the double size, and you can also subscribe to the single size, which would have the same number of tubes, but half the quantities of what you'll see here today. So I am thrilled that the gemstones we received this month are the apatite. They're definitely one of my favorites just because the color is so rich and beautiful. And it looks like we have 5 different types of items we're going to be looking at in the apatite variety. On the front of our package, of course, we have the list of what's included, the quantities, and the retail cost of everything. And briefly, we'll flip this over. Beautiful shades of teal in various forms of these apatite stones. I also continue to use these clear containers for most of my bead storage, which I have a series of videos for that I did a little while back. So I'm always thrilled to get more of those containers too. But more importantly, the beads, I'm going to get organized and we'll take a look at these up close so we can really check out all of their beauty. Container number 1 is holding 50 pieces of the 6mm apatite rounds. And there they are all in my hand, and you can see the rich color with subtle differences from bead to bead. In that natural apatite stone, these are the smooth rounds, so they don't have any additional faceting, and we have a generous quantity here to work with in this classic shape and size. In container number 2, we find the faceted rondelles in the 3x4mm size. And with these, you can see how they sparkle just a little bit because of that faceting that is so tiny, but very well done all around the surface of those slightly compressed rounds. That color is just popping beautifully. And this is just another example of something else you can expect to get in the gemstone variety of club. Now we have a different size, slightly different shape, and these have the faceting on the surface, but of course, they're all in the same gemstone variety, making them great to put together into finished pieces directly from what you receive. In our third container, we have the star beads in the 8mm size, and there's 24 pieces of those. So getting slightly larger with this particular style, and another really interesting type of cut that's sometimes referred to as English cut. We have the faceting all around them. It's just a little bit of a rougher appearance and not quite as fine of a cut as when we usually see the traditional type of faceting. So it's just another interesting shape and way to incorporate these stone beads and mix them in with basic rounds or other types that still coordinate but offer a lot of extra interest. Next, in container 4, we have 10 pieces of the faceted coin beads in the 12mm size. And these are the largest in our selection this month. And there's more surface area to see the different striations and those different streaks that run through with some lighter and darker areas, and still have that bit of faceting all around the surface, so they add a touch of reflective quality at all different angles. There you can see the hole that's drilled at the side of the bead going through the center of that flat disc shape. And the fifth and final selection are the faceted cubes in the 5mm size, 50 pieces in this container. And these have some more of that traditional faceting all around the surface of these little cubes with those slightly defined edges, but still being a little bit rounded in yet another different shape to really show off the beauty of these apatite stones and balance out the other shapes and sizes. So that's another gorgeous assortment of gemstone beads that they've sent, and I've been pleased with all of the ones that have come so far. And the ones I've seen include rose quartz, green aventurine. We also had sodalite. So you'll get something different every time, and you're more than welcome to sign up just for the gemstones monthly. And this is a great example of the types of things you can expect to receive. Also, when you sign up to one of their bead clubs, they send you a link to the free patterns page that they offer every month. And that's printed at the bottom of your paper invoice that comes with your package. And it takes you to a site where you can find 3 different patterns that change out each time. And it gives you the option to print those out or save them to your computer for a future project idea. And that's a lot of fun, especially if you like working with other types of beads and bead weaving projects. So I highly recommend Beads of the Month Club in any of the different varieties that they have to offer. Especially the rotating club if you like getting all sorts of different things to play around with and you're up to working with just about anything. It makes for a really fun monthly surprise that has been extremely consistent and dependable over the years, with everything they send being really carefully picked out, coordinated around a color palette, or in this case specific stone, and you have the option of adding on that Findings companion pack to your monthly beads if you'd like to as well, which helps us add those special touches to our beadwork. So once again, definitely check out their website, which is where you can find out all the details about their subscriptions and all the different options you can choose from. And if you happen to be located outside of the US, you can definitely contact them, and on a case-by-case basis, they'll let you know if they're able to ship to you, depending on where you are, and also provide you with a specific quote to your location. So that wraps it up for this month's double rotating club. And don't forget, if you'd like to sign up, you can use that coupon code OPAL10 to save 10% off the first month of your first club. Feel free to leave a comment down below, especially if you are a subscriber to one of their clubs, or if you have anything else you'd like to say. It's always great to hear from you. If you enjoyed checking out these beads up close, definitely give the video a big thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe while you're here, because I'd love to have you back. And feel free to share the video with your other beading friends by clicking on that share button down below. Well, that's all for now, but I hope to see you all again real soon. And until next time, I want to wish you a fabulous rest of your day. And as always, happy beading.